the marriage is not because she loves you, okay? That marriage is for her to show to other people that she could fix her past that she messed up.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. So yeah, if y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, I'm looking to meet a $15 live stream goal on this good Wednesday night. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs all at the top of the chat. Or super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Or super chat, super sticker. Did it already say that? Super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Yeah, hit the like, hit the like. We about to get into it.
Out there that want to find like love of their life? What is actually, is there men out there that want to find like love of their life? What is actually going on with men these days? Can somebody please explain this to me?
Current dilemma is that like I don't want to be single, but I'm tired of dating. I'm tired of talking to men.
I am
Yeah, I'm shook. Kendra got me shook. Kendra got me shook. Divine Photos. Once you start suing niggas for 3 million for reviewing your YouTube videos, I'm officially shook. I mean, I don't got 3 million to give her, but I don't feel like. See, this is what I'm worried about. Well, I don't want to get my other videos reviewing. I just don't want no attention on my fucking channel at this point. I don't want my other Kendra videos to get taken down. I don't want my classic Kendra videos to get taken down. I don't want this channel to get fucking flagged and blocked over this bitch. It just ain't worth it. Once I seen how far she was willing to take it, and even if MABW win this case or whatever, I still probably ain't gonna review her shit on YouTube because I just that shit left a bad taste in my mouth. When she sued a nigga for 3 million and said he harassing me and I got a restraining order on a nigga I ain't never met who live across the country. That rubbed me the wrong way. I'm trying to get my TV back. All right, while I figure this out, let me play this video for y'all.
42 years old and I have been single 42 years old.
Dating. I'm tired of talking to men.
I am 42 years old and I have been single for about 14 years. In my 40s and super single.
Turned 33 this year. The majority of my
He's 42 and she's been single for 16 years. What up, Live Love? Long time no here, Live Love. I guess you part of the Rare Bellas. You part of the Rare Bellas, Live Love. I mean, you pop in here and there. I guess Rada. It's a few women who pop in. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't give the crown yet. Not that you give a fuck. I know you don't give a fuck, Live Love. But I'm just saying. My female viewership is flaky. The queen of the stream is Lauren. Second in line is Sheila. Well, I don't want to put a ranking on it. Shout out to Sheila. Shout out to I ain't gonna put a ranking on that. But let me go back. So the Rare Bellas is Sheila and Lauren Rada pop in from time to time. You know, I don't know, man. I'm looking for a strong 5. I need a starting 5 Rada bitches. I need 5 Rada bitches, respectfully. I think I got Sheila's riding with me, and I say bitches respectfully. Lauren riding with me, Sheila riding with me. I need 3 more ride or dies. Hey, y'all remember that one chick that used to come in and she like divorced her husband, and I would always troll her and she would always troll me? That was a fun feud. But anyway, let's talk about now that I brought that up, before we get into this chick that was single for 14 years at 42. That's crazy. She been single since she what? 20 what? 8? Single since 28 is diabolical, and you 42 now. But anyway, I'm trying to see who's my starting 5 bros. Let's see if we can come up with a starting 5 bros. T Orlando, X, T Orlando, X, Divine Photos, and who's my last 2 diehard? You know what's funny? Now I don't know if this is true or not, and this is no disrespect. Shout out to the brother. But what was the one brother name? He gonna get offended, or maybe he probably don't watch my shit no more. I think I rubbed the one brother the wrong way where he don't watch my shit no more. Cause I think one time I didn't tell him what my age was and he got kind of pissed. What's that brother name? Do y'all remember what I'm talking about? I think he was an older gentleman. I can't think of the screen name off the top of my head. Never mind. But can y'all help me come up with who is my 3 most loyal male watchers? X, T Orlando, Divine Photos, and who else? Craig? I'm trying to figure it out. We'll figure it out one day. We're gonna come up with a starting 10. But let's break down single for 14 years since you was 28. Of course, pumped and dumps for 14 years, I know. But these are some blurry ass TikToks. But even still, she doesn't look like a supermodel from here, but I mean she's older now, but regardless of what she looked like, ma'am, what argument could you make that you're not the problem at that point? Mystic, 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 Mystic. What up, Mystic? I feel like it's been a while, yeah. I feel like it's been a while, Mystic, but glad to have you here. I really came on here to do these articles, which might get boring. But what we got? We only got 7 people in here. I think it's gonna be a low key night. Let's just start these articles. Cause if we don't got nobody coming in here tonight, I might bounce back out. Well, not right this second, but I might not stay on the full hour if people don't come in. But let's just start with this article. All right, the title says Men Don't Want a Relationship with Women Over 30. This is from February 10th, 2019, and it's only worse here in 2026. All right. This was the starting line of one of many conversations that I had with an older male friend of mine. We typically have conversations about life, work, relationships. Given his age, mid-50s, and experience level, he likes to take the time out of his precious day to educate me on men and women relationships. Okay, so yeah, she's annoyed. I already can tell she's annoyed by this male friendship. But they might have a genuine good rapport. And I'm gonna say this after I take a sip of my Ollie. I usually say men and women can't be friends. But every once in a while, you will meet that one cool chick that's worth being friends with. Or maybe I shouldn't word it like that. You'll meet that chick who's actually like cool, who actually got a cool personality and is genuinely not about bedroom fun on either side. And it's not about one party liking the other. It happens. Good friends are rare. So whenever you can find a genuine friendship, you usually try to hold on to it. See, here's my issue with female friendships though. Here's my issue. Female friendships live love. So you saying that one chick that she got to be a lesbian? Craig, what you saying no to female friends? Um anyway, so what was I about to say? Here's my problem with female friendships. Did she say coworker? Let me see. We typically, let's see. This was let me go back. Okay, I had with an older male friend of mine. Oh, let me address that too. It's easier to have a friendship of the opposite sex when it's an older person. Like when the whole sexual tension thing is out the window, then you could genuinely have a connection with somebody from the opposite sex. Um, but here's the thing with having a female friend. Once she get a boyfriend, you got to deal with the jealousy, and then y'all probably not gonna be able to be friends no more because her boyfriend gonna be like, "Oh, you don't need to be talking to him," which I get. I'm not mad at his perspective, but it's usually gonna be a very limited friendship that has a lot of boundaries on it. Let me read Live Love comment. She says, "My issue is the woman benefits irregardless with a male as a friend, and that's not fair for the man. Unless it's benefit with friends, now I assume that's different." Yeah, that's usually my problem with the whole female friend thing. Okay, anyway, what was I okay, back to what I was saying. Sorry about that. Um Craig says any female that's my friend I've gotten a box in the past. I mean, so okay, so Craig, are you saying you could not be friends with a woman if sex wasn't in the future or sex wasn't in the past? Is that what you're asserting, sir? Now let me address what Live Love said real quick about these friendships. Live Love, I usually agree on the issue of female and males being friends. The woman is usually going to be the one who's pretty much getting all the benefits from the friendship. I mean, the man isn't going to get like any tangible benefits other than okay, this is somebody I could talk to. Which, to be fair, that is an asset, especially if you a man who don't have anybody to talk to, and she's somebody who's either single or I don't know a lesbian or whatever, but somebody you can genuinely call and talk to about anything, or even somebody that would be willing to take off work to take you to your doctor's appointment. So let's just be real, which is I'm sure I mean it's probably rare, but as a general concept, I will say this: yes, I think it is possible for a man and a woman to be friends, strictly platonic. Neither one of us like each other. Um, but it's probably going to be under rare circumstances. But I do think it's possible. I will say that. Um, but let's just continue with the article. We typically have conversations about life, work, and relationships. Given his age, mid 50s, and experience level, he likes to take the time of his precious day to educate me on men and women in relationships. So she said educate with some sass. So this is what's probably going to happen in this friendship or at some point. He's going to keep it too real with her. And see, yeah, this is where a lot of male and female friendships fall apart. Because men keep it real with other men. And if we see you as a genuine friend, we gonna keep it real with you the same way we would keep it real with one of the bros. So he's gonna eventually say something that offends you too much, and y'all ain't gonna be friends no more. That's probably how that's gonna go. But let's continue. Let's first give credit where credit is due. He's been in far more relationships than me. Plus, he's lived with more women than I have men. He currently lives with his 20-something-year-old girlfriend. And there we have it right there. He's in his 50s and he's probably dating some 28-year-old girl. And it just demonstrates how all these women coming on these shows at 40 plus and 50 plus, talking about where are all the 40 plus and 50 plus men with their shit together. This is where they are, babies, ladies, living with some 27-year-old. Anyway, on this occasion, he asked me this question: why do you think women over 30 are single? We already knew where this conversation was going. I gave him my answer. This should be good, y'all. In my opinion, women in their 30s are singles because they've matured and now have a clear definition of the type of men that they want in their lives. They have no time for games, and as such, they want a man that is ready to settle down and raise a family together. Let's just highlight it. I think this is a long ass article. Y'all gonna have to bear with me on this. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get through this shit. Everybody hit the like button. We got 20 people in here. It's only 9 likes. Take your fat ass finger and hit the like button. Respectfully. You know, since I don't understand it, I'm gonna take it as disrespect. Please hit the like button. Let's see who we got in Rumble, rocking with us in Rumble. Let's take it slow tonight. All right, we got a few people rocking on Rumble. Shout out to the Rumbleites. Let's take this shit slow. Okay, she said, let's go over it one more time. Y'all already know I could debunk this shit already. She said, in my opinion, this is the typical answer. In my opinion, women in their 30s are single because they matured and now they have a clear definition of the type of men they want in their lives. Let's stop there. Okay, let's attack they've matured. Um, I really want to take this slow. In a sense, yes, they have matured. Baptized by a thousand flames, baptized by the sperm drenching of baptized with sperm by Chad into maturity. Um, should we call it maturity or should we call it my time running out? And I'm tired of getting fucked over by Chad and Tyrone. Is that maturity? Is that truly maturity? Let me hurry up and manipulate a man to take this bad deal so I can get my house and kids. Is that maturity? I don't know if that's true maturity, folks. But maybe it is. Maybe a part of that is maturity. You know, you've been run through the ringer. You learned your lesson finally. The bad boy's you're never going to be able to get the best of the bad boy while also getting the best of the good boy. So it's time to settle for that God-fearing sucker. What up, Lauren? We was just talking about you. Queen of the stream in the house. Lauren Krause, queen of the stream in the house. We were just talking about you, Lauren. In a good way, of course. We were trying to think of I was saying I was trying to come up with a starting female 5. Like I really need a strong Rare Bella squad. And the only women that I could say is strong in the Rare Bellas is you and Sheila. Live Long just stopped by. I'm pretty sure you remember Live Long, Love, Pray, whatever the name is, with all due respect. Um and she's been watching the channel here and there pretty long. We not making fun of you, Lauren. Um uh so Rada has been stopping in here and there. That's a woman. Warrior Princess is super new for me to even mention her in the Rare Bella conversation, respectfully. Um, you know who I miss? Who had a cool personality? Um, she gonna be mad at me if she watched this replay because the name keeps slipping off the top of my head. But she shouldn't be mad at me. She ain't been in here. The ex porn star. The fuck is her name? The ex porn star that used to be in here. Fuck is her name? I can't remember her name. Anyway, Jen hasn't. I think Jen abandoned us. I think Jen and Miriam abandoned us. Yeah, Jayla Star. Jayla Star never was really down hard enough. Shout out to Jayla. If you listen to this, we still fuck with you. But Jayla stopped in maybe 5 streams. But I would love Jayla to be part of the Rare Bellas. But she's busy. I don't know. Whatever. Shout out to Jayla. Jen, I think, abandoned us. Miriam, I thought you was down forever, Miriam, but Miriam kind of, I think, abandoned us. I hope they okay. I'm sure they're okay. Let me not put that in the universe. They're okay. So we really only have a strong 2 Rare Bellas now, and that's Lauren and Sheila. We got a couple honorable mentions, but not consistent enough to really solidify 'em. Maybe you can help me with this, Lauren. Who's the starting 5 guys as far as the rare breed gang? I was saying X, Divine Photos, and T Orlando for sure. Now, who's consistent as them enough to put in the starting 5? Who's more consistent or as consistent as X, T Orlando, and Divine Photos? I need 2 more. Anyway, let's get back to the article. So she said this typical bullshit that all women over 30 say. I'm mature now and I know what I want and I don't got time for games and no hookups and want no bit friends with benefits. Yeah, all the shit you've been doing since you was 15. No games, and as such, they want a man that is ready to settle down and raise a family together. Yeah, it's too late, baby, at 30. I mean, it's not officially too late, but oh, Spirit. I mean, yeah, I guess Spirit. Yeah, Spirit. John would have been in it. Persian Warrior is definitely, I mean, he's definitely on Rumble often. Persian Warrior is in the running for sure. Spirit is in the running. Craig is in the running. I feel like Craig is probably, yeah. Craig is definitely in the running. Craig might be in there. Um, so I was trying to do a top 5 females and a top 5 um males, but we definitely don't have enough females to do a top 5 legitimately. So my diehard supporters, if I had to, I would say X, Divine Photos, T.O., Lauren, and it's a toss up after that. We're gonna get it solidified one way or another. Shout out to Mr. Cut. I don't know what happened to Mr. Cut. People got lives, and sometimes you just gotta take a break from this bullshit content. Anyway, um, he says before I could finish my thoughts and analysis, he quickly dismissed them. Exactly, they deserve to be quickly dismissed because it's a crock of horseshit. Opting instead to share his thoughts on the singleness of 30-something-year-old women. Okay, he started by saying that men didn't want a relationship with women over 30. Me being a 30-something-year-old woman took issue with this statement. Of course he did. but having a passion for vibrant discussion, I entertained his thoughts. Okay, I can respect that. She didn't throw in the towel of offense as soon as she heard something she don't like. So this may be a woman who has some type of maturity to her. I'll give it to her, possibly. Okay, his thoughts on the singleness of 30-something-year-old women. The main thing keeping 30-plus-year-old women single, he said, is their need for perfection. He argues that women in their 30s want the perfect man, tall, dark, and handsome, with his own apartment, house, and a flashy ride. He provided me with a list of qualities that women over 30 wanted in their men. That's typically true. Wait, you think I'm disrespecting you, Craig? I'm not disrespecting you, Craig. I was just thinking. There's no disrespect, but I was just thinking, like, how consistent is Craig? Craig is pretty consistent. Craig is pretty consistent. I don't know. You know what? You're right. You're right, Craig. You got it. You got it, Craig. I'm not just giving that because you said I'm disrespecting you, but you was strong in the running. So far, my top 10. Um, so far in the top 10. Let me just write it down. Okay, let's see. We need to come up with a top 10 rare breeds. So definitely Lauren. I'll say Sheila. Just going. We're gonna put some honorable mentions in there too. We're gonna put Zach as an honorable mention. Neo. See, one of the clear criteria is just got to be a lot of consistency. But okay, Zach, Neo, Spirit, it's pretty consistent. John would have been in it, but I think John he needed a break. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. That's honorable mention. So okay, Lauren, Sheila, Divine Photos, Zats man, or however you say it, Zats man. Lauren, Sheila, Divine Photos, Zats man, T.O. And all right, Craig. All right, you in there, Craig. So far, that's my hard top 6. We need to solidify 4 more people as like the legit diehard supporters of the channel. Right now, we got a solid 6 that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure as they pop up in the live stream. Another part of being a diehard supporter of being put in the list is commenting a lot. Like you got to be active in the chat to be solidified. So we'll see what happened this first 6 months. We'll solidify those other 4 spots. Not that anybody gives a fuck. But let's get back to the article. So what? Okay, let's take it slow. So said the main thing keeping 30-plus-year-old women single, he said, is their need for perfection. He argues that women in their 30s want the perfect man, tall, dark, and handsome, with his own apartment, house, and flashy ride. He provided me with a list of qualities women over 30 wanted in their men. Okay, so a part of this is true. They want Rickies because by the time they hit 30, they've been fucking around. They've been getting plowed a lot of times since 12 and 13 years old. They've been playing the dating game since 12 and 13 years old at least. So that's so what? Let's just say 15 to be nice or whatever. They've been playing the dating game hard since 15. So that's 15 years of situationships, boyfriends, hookups, talking stages, talking to rosters, talking to 5 and 6 different dudes at a time for 15 years. So yeah, so by the time they get 30, like, oh shit, it's time for a family, a house, it's time to like grow up. But at this point, they want Ricky's car, John's charisma, Zach's long dick. You know what I mean? Fucking Ronald's sense of humor, and all in one man at this point. So yeah, there's some truth to that. And it's just not gonna fucking happen. By the time he all that guy doesn't exist. So that's a part of it. But then this is something else that I talked about, y'all. Let me let me pull up the delusional calculator. So Mr. Perfect is one guy that they're looking for at 30. Now, eh, talked about this recently too. The bottom line is the guy that's gonna be husband material, they're just not women just I don't know the percentage, but I'm gonna pull some shit out of my ass here. Let's put some percentages on it. Let's speculate. And y'all help me out here. Let me get my notepad back out. Class is in session. It's one group of people. That's one group of women. Well, yeah, that's one group of women. Then you have, let's see, the women who let's see, the women who like bad boys. So let's just say it. 15 to 30 like bad boys. Now you notice on the side of the women who like or the young girls or whatever who like good guys, I only put 15 to 23 because they snatched up usually by 23. They like good guys. If for some crazy reason it didn't work out with their high school sweetheart, it's definitely gonna work out with their college sweetheart. And if for some crazy reason it don't work out with their high school or college sweetheart, it's gonna work out with that boyfriend they get right after college. So they're essentially just not on the dating market at 28, 27, 28, 30, 32. They ain't still on the dating market at that fucking period. Um, even Satan only has 3 6. That's funny X. So now that's two groups. Now here's the other two group, the over 30 crowd. Over 30 women holding out for James Bond. That's a type. And then we have the over 30 women who are looking for just good enough simp. Okay, so that's okay. So let me change that. Matter of fact, I could just take this one out altogether. Okay, so the over 30 women who holding out for James Bond, these women would rather let me see if I can would rather die alone than not get James Bond. Okay, that's a group. And the women I know in my personal life over 40, I think eh, they're mm, they're kind of swinging in this one right here. Over 30 and would rather just die alone than not get James Bond. One of them is definitely in that box. They're teetering between these two, but let's okay. So over 30 women who are looking for just good enough simp. That's who we're about to look up on the calendar. The just good enough simp. Well, the cat lady and box wine drinkers. That's really that's this one over here that I'm highlighting now. Both of these women here, categories down here at the bottom, are miserable women, whether or not they get with somebody or not. And the black pill is even these women I'm highlighting right here end up bitter, angry bitches, controlling their men, emasculating their men. Even the ones who liked good guys between 15 and 20, 30 and got between 15 and 23 and got married and had kids, they end up a lot of them end up bitches too. But let's put a percentage on it. What percentage do you guys think of the female gender who genuinely like good guys from 15 to 23? They settle down with the good guy early, like literally in their prime. When their ass and tits are the nicest, their skin is the tightest, they picked good Mr. Good Guy. What percentage is that? I'm gonna speculate myself here. If I had to put a percentage on it, mm, I want to be optimistic and say like 30%. I want that to be the truth. Really want that to be the truth. You know what? Maybe I should put another category. Yeah, I got another category I just thought of. Uh, women, girls/women, girls/women who can actually get commitment from bad boy long stick Rick. That's a category too. Shout out to Mello. Because there's some women who I can think of some in my head right now. There's also a percentage of women who like the bad boy in their prime, but the bad boy actually liked them back, and they got married and had kids. That's a demographic I don't talk about because I'm thinking of the two people right now. She was attracted to the bad boy, and the bad boy was attracted to her, and they fell in love, and they actually got married and had kids. That's a thing. So now let me think about the percentage. Okay, now I feel more comfortable. So I would say 15%.
Is this camera on me?
Oh, shit.
Yes. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
So 15% there, and 15% here. Now, to be clear, for the women who actually they like the bad boy, but the bad boy actually fell in love with her, and you could call it happily ever after, but it's not happily ever after because he's a bad boy. So he doesn't make a good husband. He's an alcoholic. He got a gambling problem. He's just a dick at the family events. He's still a bad boy, and the bad boy shit get old after a while because you mature and you become a different woman. And when you finally mature and you tired of the bad boy shit, this isn't a happy marriage either. When the good well, I ain't gonna say the good girl. When the girl fall in love with the bad boy and the bad boy fall in love back and they get married and have kids, that's still not a good marriage. But they sticking it out for the kids or for whatever the fuck reason, or they still love each other, but it's it's fucking cringy. That's still not a good marriage. Bad boys don't make good husbands. Fucking period. I don't care how much they in love. They don't make good husbands. So this is still a shitty marriage. This second one, this one right here, this is still a shitty marriage. But I'll commend them. They got married, they had kids, they started a family. So there's still some props to be given there. Okay, so that's 30%. I gotta get something to drink. I'll be right back. We're gonna finish this, but I gotta go get something to drink. So let me play something. Play this dumb shit.
Here, happy Monday. I'm so glad that you guys are here. If you know anything about my story, you know that I didn't date in middle and high school. Went on my first date when I was in college. I always knew that I wanted to get married someday, so I wanted to wait until I was like an actual grown-up before I started the dating process, because I knew that I wasn't gonna get married at like 15 or something. So I went on dates here and there from like 19 to 24, but it never really led anywhere. Nothing really happened. If we fast forward through all those years and we see me now at 26, I've been married for a little over 2 months. My husband, Aaron, and I, we started courting back in November of 2017. And we got married in April of 2018. One of the most annoying things about being single, it wasn't guys saying, oh, like, I see you just as my sister in Christ, or, oh, that wasn't a date, we just went out for dinner and a movie and I paid for everything, we're just best friends, or, I'm just not attracted to you, blah, blah, blah. That stuff I was able to get over, but the stuff that really kind of frustrated me, annoyed me, and just was when married people kept telling me, oh, just wait, you'll be fine. It'll happen when you least expect it. I didn't meet my husband till I was 42. Everyone's story is different. Everyone's journey is different. And I used to get so frustrated when people who I oftentimes think intended well and meant well, but instead of hearing me out and sitting there with me in the frustration and the annoying parts and the annoying moments of life, they would just try to fix it and solve it and be like, well, did you try dating my son? Just like, singlehood was an amazing journey for me. I had some great times. I got to do some really cool stuff, travel around the world like a crazy person, and sing songs on so many cool stages, and it was amazing. There are also some frustrating moments of singlehood, some emotional, heart-wrenching, sad moments of singlehood, and I wanted to make this video for anybody that is in that moment right now. And I just, yeah, this video is simply so that you can sit down and feel like you're hanging out with a married person that's not here to give you advice, that's not here to tell you it'll be worth the wait, that's not here to tell you everything will be okay if you blink 3 times and do a cartwheel. I'm not trying to tell you that you need to buy some least expected spray. I'm not trying to tell you that I got married at 26 and you're too young to have a broken heart right now. I'm just here to tell you to go order a pizza, go pick up a box of donuts, go call your friends and ask them to come over and watch The Greatest Showman or Hallmark Channel or whatever your favorite movie is. I know sometimes that you might feel the need to close yourself in your room, close yourself in your house so that you can be as alone as you might feel in this present moment, but I'm here to encourage you to grab some friends and be alone together. During the season of singlehood, we have no idea when you're gonna get married. If that's even something that you want, maybe you won't get married. I don't know all of those details. I just know that right here, right now, you're single, and maybe some days are better than others. Heck, maybe you have 6 great days where you're just like, it's not a big deal, and then you just have 1 day of awkward, and then you go back to your 6 days if it's not a big deal. And that's awesome, and that's fantastic. But if you're anything like me, maybe you just need a reminder. It's okay to cry about it. It's okay to be annoyed. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to feel overwhelmed by the dating world, by dating apps, by is it Starbucks or is it a date? Like, it's okay if you have these feelings. Like, it's fine. You're not broken. You're not ruined. You're not over. Your value is not found. Your worth is not defined by a relationship or by the lack of a relationship. If you were married right now, you would be just as amazing as a human. That made no sense. You'd be just you'd be the same cool human being that you are right now, because your coolness, your value is not defined by your relationship. It's defined by who you are right here in this moment. Right here in this moment, you might not be feeling it, and I just want you to know that it's okay. I've been there too, and I want to encourage you to grab some friends who do think you're awesome, who do think you're cool. Maybe it's just one friend. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's your next door neighbor. Maybe it's your little sister. Maybe it's your older brother. Get your favorite food. Get your favorite movie, or maybe don't even turn on a movie. Turn on some music. Dance it out. Talk it out. Cry it out. Do everything that you've got to do, even if it's so bottled up inside because someone broke your heart, or they were disrespectful to you, or they didn't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated and the way that you deserve to be valued and appreciated. If you need to scream it out, if you need need you to like throw a pillow. Like, be careful with the throwing stuff. Let's try throwing a pillow onto a couch from like a foot of a distance. You know, like, I'm not telling my like throw a table or anything. Let it all out. Let those emotions out. Cry it out, dance it out, laugh it out, talk it out, sing it out, write it out, read it out, pray it out. Do what you gotta do to not bottle those feelings inside and to not seclude yourself from the rest of the world. And then when you're ready, you take a deep breath and you keep on going. But like I said, this video is not for advice. This video is just for the people that are tired of being single right now. I get it. I was there. It can be really annoying. You're gonna be okay. And I'm gonna eat my salad. I have a podcast called Wait It Out, all about dating, relationships, and other things worth waiting for. If you need to be encouraged a little bit more, if you want to know even more that you're not alone and listen to more stuff like this. But you can also subscribe to this channel for more craziness, or don't subscribe to this channel. Again, you can also just save this video for when you're having a moment and you need to watch it. Thanks for watching this video, you guys. I love you so much. I'll see you soon. I miss you already. Bye. Bye.
Wow, some of these comments. It never ceases to amaze me how unhinged some people can get on social media. But we'll get into that later. First, I want to talk about a realization that a lot of women get hit with in adulthood that no one warns you about. And when this realization hits, it does truly shock the hell out of you. Because there's really no way to prepare for this. You're not expecting it, because why would you? So you certainly don't have language for it yet. But the moment does come where something happens that just makes it click. And sometimes you can't quite explain what or why. For a lot of women, the first reaction, understandably, is confusion. And you will start to replay conversations, rethink relationships, and it can all be quite unsettling. Like, wait, so this was just always a thing? And I think what makes it so jarring is that it doesn't usually come from just one big moment. This is something that builds over time.
Okay. So, all right, 15 and 15. I would say these marriages over here are actually pretty solid. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're 100% solid, but I think we're gonna get the highest percentages of actual great marriages over here in this category, of course. And shockingly enough, even the marriages over here, there's even some good marriages that come out of the ones over here. I don't know what percentage, but yeah, I'll just say that. And okay, this may be really shocking to you. There's even some good marriages that end up coming about from this situation. No, shockingly enough. Um, but okay, let's get back to the percentages. Let's do this. Let's see if we can find out a particular stat. Oh, maybe I could do this. Women between, let's just say, 35 to 50. What percentage of women 35 to 50 are married? How can I do this? Exclude married. Don't exclude married. And don't exclude mothers. Any, it could be overweight, obese, any income. Damn, can I find out through I don't think I can find this out. Exclude brothers. Let's just do this. Shout out to Spirit. What percentage of women between 35 and 50 are married in America? Let me try to AI real quick. What percentage of women from 35 to 50 are married in the US?
50 to 70% of women in the US aged 35 to 50 are currently married. While this varies, data shows that a large portion of women in their late 30s and 40s are married, though slightly fewer than in the past.
So let's just, okay, so 70% of women over 35 are married. Okay. Interesting, Spirit. Interesting. So what was the point I was making with that? Okay, let's do this. What percentage of women over 35 are married?
62%.
Percentage of women will never get married.
Nearly half of young women around age 20 may never marry, and about 1/4 of women reaching age 40 remain unmarried. These are significant increases compared to previous generations, due to more women choosing to cohabitate or delay marriage.
Trying to get a number here of. See, here's the thing. Okay, anyway. I'm trying to get an idea. Let's see. Okay, so it said about let me Google it one more time. Bear with me. What percentage of women will never get married in their lifetime?
Around 30 to 31% of women in the US are unmarried. Projections suggest that potentially 1/3 of younger women might never marry, although the overall probability of any woman marrying at some point remains high, at around 86%.
Mhm. We're gonna call this the 20 to 25% right here. 20 to 25% of women. We'll call
Is
it that. I
this
think that's
camera
fair.
on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Well, you know what? For math's sake, we're gonna say this to 20%. So the over 30 women holding out for James Bond and would rather die alone than not get James Bond. And trust me, James Bond isn't coming. That's 20%. Over 30 women who are looking for the just good enough simp and will find him. It's 50%. 50% of women. So I think that sounds about right. At least 50% of women don't love their husband and never really loved their husband. Oh, let me say it again. And the number is probably higher than this, really. But see you see these top 30% women, they genuinely love their husband at some point, even if it don't end up that way. At some point, At least the husband can say, "My woman genuinely loved me" at some point. The top 30%. But yeah, this sounds right to me. It shouldn't be 10% left. 30, 20, and then 50. So look, at least 50% of married women never loved their husband to begin with. He was just good enough. He was just the retirement plan. He was just the guy to check off the box. Think about how sad that is for a minute, folks. And that number sounds about right to me. 50. I would say that sounds right to me. 50% or more of wives never loved their husband, and it was never going to be in the cards that they loved their husbands. So anyway, let's figure out who this just good enough simp is when they're over 30 and they're looking to settle down and they're tired of playing games. I'm looking for Mr. 30 to mm, let's just say Mr. 30 to 50. Yeah. They really looking for Mr. 30 to 45. Yeah, we'll say 50. Obviously not married. Let's just say any race. He don't got to be 6 feet no more. They'll take a 5'9". They'll take a 5'9" now. He could even be obese, but he got to be 5'9", and he got to have a somewhat respectable job, at least 70. A type of job she can take to Christmas and still have some type of pride in the motherfucker. Even if she don't love him. But see, this is the guy that's just good enough where she can still kind of flex him a little bit. Yeah, we know he ain't as tall as the Chads I screwed before. We know he ain't charismatic as the Tyrones I screwed in the 20s. All my girlfriends and family. But he ain't too shabby. Average height, he ain't married, 30 to 50. He makes 75K. He might be a little chubby, but he still look respectful enough. He dressed good enough. His job is good enough to still have her head up somewhat high. His social skills are good enough for him to be presentable at the work event. Ain't the best, but it's cool. It's a little above average. You know what I mean? So let's see what percentage is Mr. Good Enough simp. They still looking for Mr. 5%er. So let's tweak it. Let's tweak it. The just good enough simp. 30 to 50, that's still right. You know what? He could be just her height. He don't even got to be taller than her no more. It's time to settle. It's time to settle. So, and he could be obese, and as long as he make 50K, he definitely got to at least make 50K. He could be 5'5" now and make 50K. He could be obese, 30 to 50 any race. There we go. There we go. So still, as we always say, even when they feel like it's time to settle, they still looking for top 20%. So I should probably make a different category. This is okay. This is okay. This is the last over 30 category, y'all. Yeah, the heel excuse goes out the window when they ready to settle. So this the final over 30 category. Peep me, y'all. Hold on. Try to leave a pause there for comedic effect. This is this is the last category, Craig. Just give me anybody. Can I just get anybody? You know, some women over 30, they're like, fuck it. Just please. Just somebody with a post and he take a bath. Like this is that last category over 30. So let's say we'll just say 20%. Let's just say 20%. And this one 30%. Just give me anybody.
Is this camera on me? Yes. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
So, you know, about 20% of women will find the just good enough simp. So let's look at the just give me anybody. Okay, he still got to be at least 30. Well, you know what? When they just give me anybody, he could be 27. He could be younger. So we'll say 25 to 70. Just give me anybody. 25 to 70 at this point. She about 30, she 30 plus. But she gonna start making excuses. Well, he grown at 25. He not married. He any race. Just shit. Just can he at least be 5'3"? He could be obese. He don't gotta make 50K. Can he just have a job? 15K. This to just give me anybody. Yeah, see, now we talking 30%. Now we talking. Now this where a lot of these women need to take it down to. So yep, and the numbers is checking out. So about 30% of women that single over 30, they gonna take one of these options. He 5'3", he just make 15K. You know, hey, but he ain't married and he willing to take you. So yep, see, 30%. So yeah, I like this breakdown. A lot of women don't realize that they're in the just give me anybody category. 95% of the women that come on Kendra G is the just give me anybody. Well, yeah, because you got to think these numbers make sense when you think about the fact that we're saying he's not married, and we're discounting all the people who don't have jobs. We discounting all the people under 5'3". We discounting all the people 18 to 24 and over 70. So it actually makes sense when you think about it like that. Shout out to Preston. I feel like it's been a while. I feel like it's been a while, Preston. Salute to Preston. Everybody shout out Preston. Salute. All right, we're going to keep going with this article. Let's see what we looking like on Rumble. All right, Rumble is dead. What we looking like on YouTube? I thought I would have lost everybody. All right, let's get back into the article. Shout out to the 22 people watching. Okay. The physical. Women over 30 wanted men who, by their definition, looked good, dressed well, and overall carried themselves in a manner that they deemed fit. We wanted the tall, dark, handsome, and would not give the short guy the time of day. Generally, probably true for the women who ain't in the just give me anybody category. Education level. He also stated that we only wanted a highly educated man, men who already had advanced degrees and diplomas. He said that we never wanted to date a high school dropout or the guy who graduated from trade school. Generally true. Let's go back to our list. So we already know the type of men who get treated the worst, which unfortunately is these final two men here. Hold on. These last two. Let me just put them next to each other so I can highlight them. These 50% of men in marriages get treated like dog crap. You get treated like dog crap. 50% of married men. She never loved you. She was never gonna love you. Just a means to an end. These the men who get most cheated on, the most emasculated. That final 50%. Okay, good job. Women over 30, in his opinion, only wanted to date men in highly ranked jobs or positions. He said that we just wanted the doctors, lawyers, managers, lecturers, and consultants, to name a few. We often, he said, ignored the drivers, carpenters, and mechanics and plumbers. Facts? But let me break something back down again. By time 50, by time menopause roll around, 90% of this whole list is getting treated like shit by their woman. Let's keep that into perspective as well. Lauren says she just lectured a chick last night on serving her man without complaining. She was complaining like crazy about doing housework, shaking my head, just disrespectful and rude. I mean, yeah, that's the common thing. Okay, the rich. This includes men with money in the bank and investments, a beautiful house or apartment, and a high-end car. No woman over 30 wanted a man who took the bus or rode a bicycle. True. The family-minded. Perhaps his biggest gripe with us 30-something women is that we wanted men who actually wanted to settle down and raise a family. His view is that no 30-something man wants to get married and raise a family because marriage is too risky and kids are expensive. He said that older women put pressure on our men to get married and have kids, so instead of us taking us as partners, they avoid us, opting instead for younger counterparts. That makes sense. Yeah, see, Lauren, that's why it's just not worth it to move a woman. That's what, Lauren, that's why it's just not worth it for a man to live with a woman ever under any circumstance. I mean, I get having kids, but man, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. Like, let me put it like this. I don't know if she was married, Lauren, this woman that you're talking about. I'm assuming they had kids, and I'm assuming they're married. And see, that's where we go wrong as men, putting women in a position of leverage. 'Cause that's when she's gonna start complaining and slacking on her job and stuff. So here's my thing about, I always say live out girlfriend at best. But many people may say, well, RB, I want kids. Man, this is what I would do. See, this is why you gotta have your money up. You gotta have your money up. See, a lot of people say you gotta have your money up to be able to have a girl, but they're saying it for a different reason. This is why I would say you gotta have your money up before you have a girl. And this sounds crazy, but like, even if you can agree to raise the young child in the same household for like 5 to 7 years, but the agreement is after 5 to 7 years, I'm out. We living separately again. So yeah, as the man, if you got enough money to pay for all this, or not pay for all of it, but you know what I mean. if you got the type of money where you can afford to not live with your significant other, that's dope. We're gonna raise this kid to about 7, and then I'm getting out again. I come over your house, you come over my house. We'll still, hang, do family time. But no, I need my own space. Anyway, this says, now I will be the first to admit that he has some valid points. I'm using myself as an example, although I see it from a different angle than he does. Of course, he looks at it from a superficial standpoint. His thoughts are that we want the perfect man, a man that has our complete wish list. I see it as us not wanting to repeat the mistakes of our 20s. And here we go. So why should a man who meets those standards want a woman who got ran through in her 20s? That's the part they don't think about. We get it. You learned your lesson by getting ran through in your 20s by the bad boys. But now the guy who meets all that criteria at 30, shouldn't he get a fresh 22-year-old that didn't get run through by the bad boys instead of settling for your ran through butt with all your damage and baggage and expectations? They don't ever think about it from that angle, though. As to having someone that we consider our equal, but he don't consider you his equal. He consider you a ran through 20-something-year-old with a job and a car. Someone who is willing to settle down and live our lives together. But you don't deserve that now at this point. That's the part they don't get. If he stopped there, it would have been wonderful. However, he went a step further. He went on to tell me that men in our age group and older men like himself want it in a woman. It's about to get bad now, probably. What men want in their women. According to him, men wanted women in their 20s. Facts, youth, and beauty, ever since the caveman days. These women, he said, were unaffected by gravity. They still had firm breasts, nice, firm, round butts. And they were not fat and wrinkled. Damn, he went in. I wouldn't have, even RB wouldn't have went in this hard. And they were not fat and wrinkled. Additionally, he said that their vaginas were tighter. Oh, this nigga going in because they had less sexual partners than their 30-something counterparts. But see, let me talk about that. That's actually the least of it. The firm butts and the firm breasts and the tighter vajayjays. That was never my argument. I mean, I know that's his argument, and that might be other men's argument. But I'm not really tripping off the fact that your breast might sag a little bit, your butt might not be as firm and round. And as crazy as it might sound, like my biggest gripe isn't even that the cooch a little looser. It's really the mental issues and the lack of pair bonding ability. That's really my biggest gripe. That's really my biggest gripe with it all. It ain't even with the physical part. It's the brain that's effed up, where I want nothing to do with you at this point. And the fertility. But anyway, let's continue. He went in. I took issue with this. Of course you did. You're a 30-something-year-old woman. Of course you took issue with it. I took issue with this because for me, it's just not true. I'm not talking about the men's desires as a woman. I can't speak to that. Instead, I'm talking about the features that he said disqualified us from being desirable partners. Never mind the fact that everything that he listed was all superficial and shallow. Yeah, just like you were in your 20s. So yeah, when it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So now that we got some options, yeah, it's time for us to be shallow and superficial in our 40s and 50s. You were shallow and superficial in your teens and 20s, so now we could be shallow and superficial in our 30s and 40s and 50s. We worked for this. So we really got the right to have standards. We literally worked for our standards to have to build ourselves up to even be able to have standards. You were born with value to have these, snotty standards. So you never really deserved or you never really did anything to earn your snotty standards when you was in your teens and 20s. Look, best believe women in their 20s are much more shallow than men in their 40s when it comes to critiquing the opposite sex. Don't ever let them gaslight you into thinking anything else. So she said, yeah, never mind the fact that everything that he listed was all superficial and shallow. As a 30-something woman, I am in the best shape of my life. In my 20s, I was skinny, I had a flat ass and small boobs. Now that I'm in my 30s, my boobs and ass have gotten bigger and much nicer. I mean, that may be true, but that's why I pointed out that what all the stuff he said really isn't my problem. Gravity has not taken its toll on me. Oh, here we go. Here we go. As for sexual partners, why should this even matter? Because pair bonding ability and mental and emotional baggage and damage. That's why. Most men are not asked to talk about their number of partners they've had. Yeah, because women don't care. So I find it ridiculous that in this day and age, the number of men that a woman sleeps with matters. Well, it's not. It's biological. Men are always going to be disgusted by a woman with a lot of sexual partners. It's never going to in year 2026 and year 3036. Men and women aren't the same. Get over it. Women don't care if a dude has sex with 100 women. If anything, that make him more valuable. He must be the man then. And women be like, well, I want my turn. He must have something good about him then. Anyway, she says, why does it even matter? The only thing that should matter is her faithfulness to her current relationship. Well, actually, studies show that she's going to be more than likely unfaithful or less faithful to the woman with less sexual partners. He did go further than the superficial, but not after I confronted him about it. He said that 30-something women came with relationship baggage and that wait, hold on. He said that 30-something women came with relationship baggage and that because of this we could not treat a man right. Facts. And I'm gonna play the meme that y'all already know what I'm gonna play. Um where did I leave? Okay, so well yeah, you can't treat a man right. Um yeah, no, you can't. But anyway, he told me of how women would compare their current partners to their past partners, picking out the negatives in their current men and saying that he was just like so and so. For example, if their man left a cup out of place, they would call him lazy, like their ex. In facts. Well, even if she even I ain't even gonna go there. He also noted that they were not as trusting as they've been hurt so many times before. Facts. For him, that's too much baggage for an eligible bachelor to handle. As such, they went with the younger woman that they could guide and mold into their desired partner. My final thoughts. I call BS. It don't matter what you call BS. This is how men feel. You don't gotta like it. You don't gotta agree with it. You could think it's ridiculous, but it don't matter what you think because you're not the ones doing the picking. Stop. Men are the ones that do the picking, so it don't matter. It literally doesn't matter what you think about it. For me, what he wants and desires in a woman shouldn't be projected as flaws of the woman that he doesn't like. You like what you like, and we want what we want, and that's perfectly fine. That's what makes us unique. Trying to put down an older woman to justify dating women half your age is unacceptable. No, it's not. I mean, he don't got to put down. I mean, it's still the same deal, no matter what way you put it. I mean, it ain't like he going around with a bullhorn, like talking about, "Oh, you 30-plus-year-old bitches is trash, and don't nobody want y'all." It ain't like he doing that. Y'all was just having a conversation. And this is my opinion, is precisely what he's doing. Yes, there's an argument to be had that some older women are picky. Maybe this is because of their past experiences, change in taste, or a messed up view of what a desirable man is. However, the argument could also be had that their taste has evolved as they evolved as an individual, not based on what men like. You haven't evolved, you've devolved as an individual and become more bitchy and less agreeable. So, I mean, yeah, women could think it's more evolved, but if men think it's devolved, that's all that count because we do, like I said, we the ones that do the picking. But you could think you're the best fucking employee for the job or the best candidate for the job, but if the company you trying to get hired for don't think so, it don't matter what the fuck you think. You ain't getting hired. If your ultimate goal is to get hired by Apple, but all the traits you saying are so great, Apple like we not looking for those traits, then you're not gonna reach your goal. But I think I'm perfect for Apple. It don't matter if you think you're perfect for Apple. Apple has to think you're perfect for Apple. The fuck? um, in our 20s, we are young and carefree, exploring life and discovering ourselves. Yep. Road to destruction for a woman. So of course we will make mistakes in our lives, careers, finances, and relationships. So do our male counterparts. No, but our mistakes makes us better, more competent men for our women, and that makes us more desirable to women. You getting run through, rode hard, and put away wet doesn't make you more desirable in the categories that men are looking for. Us running through 100 holes and learning how to rub a clit just right makes us a better lover and husband. Us getting into 20 bar fights and learning how to protect you better, that makes us more desirable to women. You see the difference? You see? All right, we almost to the end. She says, we each have to live with our choices. Having a long wish list might leave a woman single, but compromising on one's desires can lead her into an unsatisfactory relationship that she grows to resent. Which, let's be clear, both of the well, all three. Hold on. Uh, well, 90% of all these women will grow resentful no matter what. I even think at least 60% of these 15 percenters will grow resentful about what my life could have been like if I didn't pick the good guy early. And this woman that got married to the bad boy will say, "Well, what if I got married to this good boy over here?" You know what I mean? Most of them will end up resentful no matter what. He says, "As a 30-something woman, I'm single and okay with it." What a shocker that you don't have a man. Sure, I would love to find my perfect partner. And she just said they're not looking for Mr. Perfect, didn't she? Or what? Wasn't that the argument she was making, that they wasn't looking for Mr. Perfect? But she literally just used it in the same article. I would love to meet my perfect partner. You can't make this.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
You're a fucking loser. You're literally a fucking loser.
You can't make this stuff up, folks. Gosh. Anyway, I would love to find my perfect partner. But for now, I'm working on me. Oh, here we go. Loving me, building my business, creating a better version of me so that when I find my Mr. Right, I'm the best version of myself. See? Best version of yourself, not a better potential wife for my future husband. None of this that she just said is going to make her a better wife for the guy she finally get with. And it's going to, every year that goes by, she's going to have a lesser group to settle for until she's in the just give me anything category. She is not gonna like the longer a woman's wait, the less she's gonna respect the guy she finally ends up with. Let me say it again. The longer a woman waits to finally settle, because she look, this is what she's trying to fucking fight. Let me pull my list back up. Listen, the woman who wrote this article is basically in this category. Um, yeah, she in this category. Holding out for James Bond and would rather die alone than not get James Bond. But I don't know how old she is. I don't know if she said her specific age. Um, we'll see what category she ends up in. She could stay in this category I got highlighted. Um, see, here's the thing. She's at this point in her life, she can only be in one of these bottom 3 categories, and none of these equal happiness for her. Staying single because James Bond never came, not gonna equal happiness. Her settling for Mr. Good Enough simp, not gonna leave her happiness. And just give me anybody. Well, we know I don't even need to say nothing about the just give me anybody category. He's too much on our high horse at that point. I don't know if and here's the thing. This is what's crazy. If she wait, like the more she wait, even these guys gonna be cool on her. Like by the time she get 45, 50, a lot of these guys not even gonna want her. That's the crazy fucking part. Do they really think like the options are gonna get better the more they hold out? That's the part that's crazy. I mean, far as the older women I know, I need to give them names. I don't even know if y'all would remember the names if I gave them. We can call one Shirley and one Temple, but let me give the descriptions to the older women I know. The Shirley one is one who don't even have a prospect right now. And the Temple, I'm probably not even gonna remember these names myself. The Temple is the one who has a guy that she's talking to that it's supposed to be headed towards a relationship. She was talking to him for a year, but she was acting like she wasn't really feeling him, and it's gonna take so much time to find out if she's feeling him. And then they were kind of loosely talking for a year, but then he finally told her like throughout that year I was kind of on and off with my girlfriend. It doesn't sound like it's gonna be anything legitimate. See, what's bad is um it gets to a point where can I put this? It's getting to a point now where even this guy's getting fed up and not interested no more. The guy who typically would have been the good enough simp, even he playing games with him now. Where he like, man, I'm cool on moving it. Even he getting red pilled at this point. Where he'll still have more to do with an ain't worth it bitch than he should, but he ain't going all the way like he would have went all the way back in like in the 80s or 90s or something. And then this guy or this woman over 30, you gotta keep in mind, even though she's saying over 30, holding out for James Bond and would rather stay single than not get serious commitment from James Bond, she's still getting plowed this whole time. She's not gonna stop getting plowed. And see, this is like, okay, so let's see. When this woman goes over 40, let's call her the James Bond bitch. James Bond bitch gets 45. Now she thinks she could say this: no sex till marriage. To try to trick a motherfucker at this point to marry her. So when James Bond bitch get over 40, now she telling the James Bonds that she having flings with, you can't get this pussy no more. So he just don't talk to her at all no more, period. And she definitely gonna pull the no sex till marriage on the good enough simp. But even at that point, even the just good enough simp ain't going for that fucking trick of, oh, no buns before marriage. Like, bitch, I ain't marrying you. You 45, you done already had sex with a bunch of guys. I'm not waiting for marriage for this. So it's just all downhill, honestly. Like, it's just all fucking downhill for him after that. So let's do this. So like I said, the best case scenario for these single train wrecks over 30. And this is rare, but let's just say it happened 5 to 20% of the time. Still pretty rare. Best case scenario for the lady that wrote the article we just read is for to hurry up and settle for the just good enough simp. And what happens sometime is she get with just good enough simp and she genuinely falls in love with this motherfucker because she never gave these guys a chance, remember? So anyway, once she's finally willing to give Mr. Good Enough simp a chance, sometime these women actually fall in love with Mr. Good Enough simp and actually do some self-reflection and actually try to grow into a mature, better woman to be a good woman for Mr. Good Enough simp because she actually fell in love with him. That happens sometime too. So honestly, that's the best case scenario for a 30-plus-year-old train wreck. I pick a guy I thought I was settling for, and then I actually fell in love with him and grew to be a better woman for him because I love him. It's not gonna happen most of the time, but 10, 20% of the time. That's the best case scenario for an over 30 train wreck. All right. I think that's enough for tonight. Shout out to the 18 people watching. Did we get popping in Rumble? Sorta. All right, I'm getting tired now. I'm about to lay it down, y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Remember, how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. Remember, I'm a nice guy. Yeah, it's not worth the risk, though, for the guy. I just play an asshole on the internet, and I have never done anything remotely wrong my entire life. Ever. Let's talk on that real quick. So, real quick. The just good enough simp never did good with the ladies, right? And a lot of times, even the just good enough simp, he knows that the odds are not in his favor taking a chance with this broken woman. But he's just desperate and just praying to the gods that he's one of them 20 percenters where she'll change for me, bro. We'll fall in love. I've forgiven her for all her transgressions, past transgressions. I'm a good dude. I'm finally gonna show her the real thing. Like, that's what these blue pill simps is hoping and wishing for. It's not that they don't know that this bitch is like trash and kind of a train wreck, but they don't got no other options. So all they can do is just get with her and hope that she end up being one of those 10 to 20 percenters who genuinely fall in love and try to become a better woman for them. That's what so many men are banking on. And it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk, bro. Or maybe, you know what? It's not for me to say it's not worth the risk. I don't think it's worth the risk for me, but hey, go for it, I guess, if you want. I wouldn't suggest it. But all right, I'm out, y'all.
This is Mr. Eugene, and today we're talking about something that might disturb your perspective, but it's a discussion that needs to happen. You know what I keep witnessing everywhere? Men in their 40s, ordinary men, not millionaires, not catalog models, suddenly receiving messages from women who wouldn't have acknowledged their existence 15 years earlier, women who invested their entire 20s and 30s rejecting anyone under 6 feet, anyone earning less than 6 figures, anyone without the complete presentation. Now suddenly these same women are initiating contact, demonstrating interest, being accommodating about requirements. And these guys are puzzled. They're thinking, did I finally arrive? Did I finally become desirable? Am I suddenly...
No, bro. I mean, and deep down inside, these guys know they didn't suddenly become desirable. I think a part of them, I mean, they'll take it. They're like, well, shit. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I feel for them, man. I'm not trying to, like, I'm not going to shit on them this episode. Like, no, but seriously, like, I understand. I understand, bros. You've never got attention from women your whole life. You like, fuck, it's finally my lucky day. Thank God. The truth is, you wasn't missing out on much, bro, and you will grow to learn that. But I get it, man. I get why you happy and you excited and you gonna do whatever it takes to try to make it work because this is your first shot at it, your first opportunity at it. So essentially, from a romantic standpoint, you're still like 11. Even if you got a great job, you make 6 figures, you mature in every other way when it comes to dealing with women. After not really getting no play from women your whole life until 45, when you're just good enough simp, you're essentially 11 when it comes to your romantic maturity and not being green to the game. You're essentially like 10 or 11.
the man women pursue? And before you respond, let me ask you something. When did you become more desirable? Was it at 42 when you had less hair than you did at 25? Was it when your metabolism decelerated? Was it when you developed those stress lines from a decade of corporate grinding? Consider it. I'll give you a moment. The answer is you didn't. You didn't suddenly become more desirable. Something else transformed. The market transformed. And once you grasp what actually occurred, you'll never perceive this sudden attention the same way again. Let me sketch a picture for you.
See, let's go back. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to stay on. I'm tired, but let's see how long we could cook. It's a good video, Spirit. It's a good video. So, what percentage of guys actually get that call? Let's because the truth is these 18 to 30-year-old attractive women, these are the guys they're all fucking. Let's look at the guys. Let's look at the percentage of guys that realistically in your city or your little town, wherever your area is, this is the percentage of guys all the sixes and above are fucking and trying to get commitment out of. Let's break it down. He's anywhere from 20 to say 20 to 30. He's not married. Let's just say any race. He's 6'3". He's not obese, banks, fit body. It don't even matter to let's just say Even 60K. They're really look. You know, I'm not even. Let's just. We ain't even gonna make it that difficult. 40K 6'1". Let's just say he's 6'1". 20 to 30. Say 35. Yeah, Mr. 1.4. Mr. 1.4 in your city is who all the 6s and above are fucking and trying to get commitment from and playing games with, and he playing games back with her. Look, this is the percentage of men that 6s and above are all fucking with. No matter how many bitches that they gotta share them with. Like, that's who they fucking with. So when it's time to settle, they go from fucking and dealing with Mr. 1.4 to yeah, they go from fucking Mr. 1.4 from 12 to 33 to going to look for still Mr. Top 20 percenter. So even in this example being given in this video, 80% of men don't ever get this call that he's talking about in this video. Let's be very clear about that.
You'll never perceive this sudden attention the same way again. Let me sketch a picture for you. Imagine there's a marketplace. At one end, you have buyers. At the other end, you have sellers. For years, the buyers held all the leverage. They could be incredibly selective. They could demand premium quality for...
We know where this is going. All right, I'm out, y'all. I'll check out the rest of that video later. All right. I'll holler at y'all. I'm out.